Hello, hello. We are going live on social media. This is Kitty Chambliss of Loving Without Boundaries, and I am here with my amazing and awesome mindset coach, B, with another beautiful topic that we would like to share with you today, and called Embracing Uncertainty Empowered. And I just want to start out by saying, if you are seeing this on social media outside of our private online community on Facebook, we want to say hello. We are glad you are watching or watching the recording. If you would like to come into our private community, go to Facebook and do a search for Loving Without Boundaries, Healthy Open Relationships and Lifestyle Freedom. We have over 14,300, I believe, people in there who are like-minded individuals looking to live their most authentic lives, free from jealousy and insecurity, shame and guilt, the pain of ongoing arguing or repeated past infidelity, who are also looking to be in healthy, untraditional style relationships within a sex positive mindset and framework, who want to feel unstoppable and need to fall back in love with themselves and build their own confidence. And we are honored to be able to be there alongside those folks, supporting them and honoring their journey. If you're already part of that community, we say we are glad that you are here, and we are delighted to have you supporting each other, especially during Pride Month. It is Pride Month here. We just had a Pride celebration here in the Washington, D.C. area of the United States over the weekend, which I unfortunately did not get to participate in, but I got to meet some people who had participated, and they said they had a fantastic time. So with that, let's go ahead and start our conversation, which is Embracing Uncertainty Empowered. And B, thank you for bringing this important topic to the forefront here. And I will give the mic over to you to start us off.
Thank you, Kitty, and thank you for this introduction to the topic as well, and happy Pride Month to everyone. And Kitty, I love that you mentioned the word unstoppable, because that is highly related to today's topic, like how to navigate this lifestyle empowered and feeling like we are unstoppable. So whether you are already practicing consensual non-monogamy or you're simply interested in exploring this lifestyle, it can create such a positive ripple effect for your own well-being and your relationships if you have this ongoing compassionate awareness for yourself and for others as well, that yes, this lifestyle can be absolutely incredible and rewarding. At the same time, it can often feel like we're walking on a minefield, like we're being put to the test and we are being pushed to our limits. And it's really easy to spiral and feel disempowered and powerless in the face of all of the moving parts, like new people, new situations, new circumstances, which need constant management and adjustment to be able to flow. So navigating all this, it can really feel that we're sinking. It's just too much. We're not cut out for that. And it's also really easy to spiral into states of feeling uncertain or doubt, or even a sense of panic, dread, terror, frustration, impatience, or even enraged in the face of all of these changing parts and changing circumstances, all of these added people. How am I going to get my needs met? For safety, for time, for self-care, for parenting. So there are loads of emotional and logistical challenges that can come up that we need to navigate on an ongoing basis. And if we don't step in intentionally and stop our brain will go get us into the worst case scenarios that can happen. Like how are we going to get betrayed, abandoned, rejected in the face of everything that's happening in our relationships. So really what can happen really easily without our intention to do something about it. And the great thing is that we can do something about it, is that we are likely going to live in the place and emotional space and physical space of our very worst fears. And what I want to give you is what I noticed is a super powerful ingredient, in addition to learning the right strategies, the effective strategies, like how do we have difficult conversations, how do we effectively manage time. What is that magical ingredient that can create the difference between surviving and thriving in this lifestyle? Is you learning to intentionally create empowering states from which you navigate this lifestyle. It can be very different depending on the individual. I'm going to share with you mine that really helped me to whatever's going on around me. I still tap into those places, emotional places, and I navigate the conversations, the challenges from these places, and they create a complete difference. So to me, these are joy, curiosity, fun, and love. And me embodying those places, like I conditioned and practiced how to do this. So they become kind of automatic for me right now. It creates a completely different experience for me. So from the places of there's absolutely no solution here, I'm thinking this everything's going to fall to pieces. When I switch to these 4 states that I mentioned, the solutions start appearing. So from no solutions, there are only problems, I move into, I start seeing the solutions, like how to navigate this more effectively, what's happening around me and in my relationships. So this is just a brief introduction to the topic, and I want to give the mic over to you, Kiri. What's coming up for you about this topic?
No, it's a really wonderful and amazing topic, and what I'd love to share is that there's we often talk with the work that we do about our universal human needs, and we can work towards meeting our needs in constructive ways or destructive ways, but as human beings, we are all looking to meet our needs, and some of our needs are for certainty. So certainty is partly to feel safe and secure, and that's really important, especially in healthy relationships. There also is a need for uncertainty, but what we really mean there for uncertainty is more about a sense of variety and adventure. And we often may have one of our highest needs out of there's uncertainty and certainty. There's also love and connection is another need. The need for significance, which means to feel unique or to stand out. And then once those needs met, then there's the need for growth and personal development, and then contributing to the world, giving back. So those are some higher level needs. But a lot of times people might have a really high need for certainty. So then that uncertainty can just bring up, we can contract when we feel that. You saw my body even do that, right? So feeling like fear, anxiety can come up when we're thinking about uncertainty, or wanting to control the situation at hand, or a desire to control the future. And of course, there's things that we can control and things that we cannot control. So I just wanted to touch on that for a moment, that we can control ourselves, our own thoughts, our own feelings, how we show up in different situations. But even in the present moment, we are not able to control other people or their behaviors, right? So there's inherent in life is a certain amount of uncertainty. So learning to lean in and embrace that, because it's just a truth. It's just a reality, so learning to lean in and embrace reality can be more peaceful, and just honoring that journey, because it's just partly the world that we live in. And the same thing when we're thinking about the future, we aren't able to control or predict the future. So learning to build resilience and your own sense of confidence within yourself, knowing that you can handle and maneuver through anything that gets thrown your way, is a skill that you absolutely can develop, even if you feel like you don't have that skill at all. Building resilience and confidence and strength inside of yourself can be super powerful to be able to navigate if you are feeling uncertain or nervous, either again in the present moment or in the future, by building that sense of empowerment inside of yourself. And we definitely see this all the time when we are talking with and working with people who are living untraditional lifestyles, who are practicing consensual non-monogamy, or maybe choosing to turn the corner towards polyamory. If maybe they were more practicing the lifestyle, that can be a very scary journey to shift and navigate over into more polyamory. Or if one person is identifying that way, but the other person is not, lots of nerves and anxiety can come up, and fears. but you can, and if you want to, you can build that sense of empowerment inside yourself, no matter what is going on. Doesn't mean you're going to get it perfect all the time, but you'll know that no matter what, you will be okay. You will be able to navigate it regardless of what other people are doing or what's happening around you. So I'll go ahead and give the mic back over to you, B.
Yeah, thank you so much for elaborating further, Kirian. That's such important thing that you talked about, that when we enter into this lifestyle, or when new partners are dated, something changes, that's gonna be a new level that requires a different us to step in, and that this is entirely natural. So I really want to just say to all of you, I want to normalize that having fears, having that sense of uncertainty, this is a natural part of human experience. It means that you're a human being. What's important to realize is, and that's why I mentioned the compassionate awareness, that this is true for all of us, that we have these particular struggles and we can do something about it if we really want to lean into that, and creating a sense of empowerment with a way that works for us can really change the game. And from the place of like arguments and feeling that this lifestyle is not for us, we want to give up on that, we can move into a place, as Kiri, you mentioned, that no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be able to manage that. So we can shift into a place of confidence and capability. And that's perfectly okay if we don't have it right all of the time. What matters is that we keep working on ourselves and stay on that upward spiral, keep growing, keep changing, keep evolving into a better and better version of ourselves. There can be sadly a few things that happen, and I'm sure that many of you familiar with these happening. But just to create more awareness around that, if we struggle through, or if we're stuck at a state that we only survive in this lifestyle, like a few things that can happen is that what we call and often refer to in our work with Kiri is we can end up on the drama triangle positions, which means being the perpetrator / bully, or fixer rescuer, or feeling like a powerless victim. And not just within ourselves, like how we perceive life or our relationships, like from a place of sadness, or I don't have power, my needs don't matter, or there's something wrong with you, there's something wrong with me, we're both broken. It can also show up how we behave with other people as well. So reactivity can come up, that can affect how we negotiate, if at all we can negotiate boundaries from those reactive places, how we create agreements, if at all we can create agreements. So it's really gonna impact our sense of teamwork, or what we can co-create, our sense of hope. So what happens from these disempowering states is we sadly create more disempowerment. So if we navigate the lifestyle from I'm sad, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm enraged, this is happening to me, sadly what's going to happen is we're going to create and find more of that very same thing. So it's important that we step in and stop that loop and start a new loop. Every moment is an opportunity to create something different and to start us showing up on a different cycle. What else can show up, for example, or on a personal level, is, in addition to us feeling powerless, for example, guilt or shame. There's something wrong with us. We shouldn't feel this way. There's something wrong with our needs, or in our communication, like being more specific around that, about that, other than reactivities, like we're being passive or passive aggressive or aggressive in our communication, instead of being the observer, the nurturer, or asserter in our relationships. And from those places, when we feel like a victim, then we're likely going to create decisions that coming from a place of fear, instead of coming from a place of our values, that can have detrimental consequences for our relationship fulfillment and our own emotional well-being long term.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing all that, B, so beautifully and eloquently with such care and compassion for our community here. So just to summarize some of that for folks, this is a lot of the work that we do with our beautiful and amazing clients is helping them understand when they're on what we call the drama or the victim triangle, whereas it's also a place of possibly codependency, where there is maybe poor boundaries and getting on what we call the field of battle, where everyone kind of has their dukes up and there's a defensiveness that can be super challenging and feel very toxic and dysfunctional. But there are ways to get off of that and to shift some of those dynamics into where you can get on the field of understanding, or what we also call the field of non-judgment. There are ways to shift those dynamics, and that's exactly what we help people to do, which also includes feeling way more empowered, going into what we call the observer position. And these are skills that you can develop, just like going to the gym. You can have a coach not just help you with your physical fitness training, but it's possible to work with a mentor or a coach of some kind to help you work on your own emotional resilience, feeling empowered so that you can move over towards having healthy boundaries, give you the framework to know how to assert those boundaries, but still communicating in a loving, respectful, and compassionate way. Because especially when we're talking about coloring outside of the lines of monogamy, it just makes sense, right? That if you're adding more people to the equation, you're adding more opportunities for there to be discord or misunderstandings or toxic behaviors and patterns to show up that need to be changed. And a lot of times changing those disempowering patterns are ways that you may be interacting in your relationships that aren't serving you and aren't serving your partners, that could be creating disconnection or distrust.
Yeah.
There are absolutely ways to learn how to stop those things from happening and get to the place where you're understanding how to meet each other's needs. And again, doing that from a place of love and compassion, and also build your empathy muscle. Because when you're doing that, you're showing up as your greatest self, like a superhero, where you are feeling empowered and you're also empowering the other people that you care about. And that's just magic and beautiful. And that's so incredible to be able to watch when people are able to move into those type of dynamics. But it takes work. It doesn't happen by snapping your fingers. It takes diligent work, just like going to the gym. You don't lose the 5-10 or whatever it is that you want to lose, or gain the muscle definition, if that's what you're going for, that you want to create, without putting in the work and really conditioning it over time. I love to say that the 3 C's are commitment, a commitment to your goals, then moving into conditioning, meaning you're doing it repetitively and well, like you understand how to be doing that work, and then doing it consistently. Because if we keep starting and stopping, you're not really going to get where you're going to go. I mean, if you think of a car, if a car just keeps stopping and starting, getting to its destination, it's not going to get there very fast. It's the same thing when you're learning new skills about your emotional resilience and feeling empowered, moving from a disempowered state over to an empowered state. So I'll give the mic back over to you, B.
But I wanted to expand on what you said, Kiri, that I can totally understand and honor if in certain phases of your relationships or your life you feel like completely powerless, or no, this is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. I can't possibly manage this lifestyle, and really have this sinking and depressive feeling. And I want to highlight that what's great about this is one of my favorite ways to approach life and challenges, to see the gift. Like, what can be great about this is that these certain blocks or pain points or triggers come to the surface, so you have that awareness. As we keep saying, transformation happens in the specific, not in the general. So when they come to the surface, when you approach on this journey within the lifestyle, or something completely shifts the dynamic that you get used to, that can be a gift in those triggers that come up, because that gives you the clarity what you can work on to create transformation in yourself. And how amazing is that you can solve it once and for all, and then you can take the box. You can cross it off your list that this is done, and I can go somewhere else and enjoy this relationship. So there's an absolute gift in these triggers coming up. At the same time, I can understand that this can be difficult to manage on a daily basis, but please know that that's completely a way to turning triggers around and move ourselves to empowering places, both for the long term. So really dig up and resolve long held beliefs, and also learn how to create empowering states just in the moment. So even if I didn't resolve all of my traumas and triggers, I know, because I learned the skill set and I conditioned and practiced it, similarly to going to the gym, as you referred to that, Kiri, how to switch my state within 3 seconds in that particular moment. And that creates a magical experience. I want to use that word again, because feeling empowered feels like being part of a magical experience.
Yes, so beautiful. Thank you for that, B. Just really inspiring just to hear you speak and talk about it in your own words as well, because I know you've been on this journey for years now, and particularly the last 3 years or so, you've really put the pedal to the metal, and I know you love feeling empowered and working on your own personal growth, which growth being one of those needs that we talk about, one of the 6 universal human needs, as well as contribution, which is what you're doing right now by doing this Facebook Live with me on all our different platforms that we're honored to be able to do and to deliver to the beautiful people who are watching. So thank you for watching. So we'd also just love to start to wrap up this conversation, just saying that there are ways to step into this place of empowerment, to go to that gym, whether it's the gym of your emotional resilience, building and maintaining your emotional fitness, as B actually said to me last week, and to build that resilience and that sense of that life is happening for you, instead of that victim state of life is happening to me. Again, whether you're coloring outside of the lines of traditional heteronormative monogamy or whatever that looks like for you, we honor that this stuff is not easy. It does require work. But it is absolutely possible to build your emotion regulation skills, to learn to up level your communication skills to more advanced levels, so that you feel like you are on the same team with your loved ones and you're able to talk about it at that needs level, which is so incredibly important and a different way to communicate that we're not normally taught, But when we are coloring outside the lines of heteronormative monogamy, it is critical to raise your skill set to a higher level so that you can live in bliss and happiness and optimism. And this is all possible so that you can upgrade your belief systems, because we can have disempowering beliefs or be asking disempowering questions, or we can be creating more empowered beliefs and belief systems in our minds and asking more empowered questions. This is exactly what we help people to do with our work here. So if you think that you are in a position where you have those 3 C's we talked about earlier, you have a commitment to your own growth and living a blissful, passionate, amazing life, even when you're coloring outside the lines of monogamy, and you also want to learn the tools that you want to condition and then put that into a consistent pattern in your life, a healthy pattern, so that you're getting your needs met, know that you can reach out and just simply have a conversation with me. It's a free call. That's at lovingwithoutboundaries.com/apply. When you go to that link, it simply takes you into my calendar. Just find a time that works for you. And there'll be a short application just to fill out to give me some context for a conversation, so that when we do talk, we can really hit the ground running in a beautiful way, have an authentic and honest conversation to help me determine, could this process be for you? Are you ready for that process? And if so, we can talk about different ways to move forward. And if the timing isn't right or we're not a fit to work together, that's okay. I will do my best to steer you in the right direction for you, because this is all about helping this incredible community that we have built for almost a decade now, actually over a decade. Gosh, time flies with Loving Without Boundaries. And we're excited to either talk to you or to see you in our community. So again, if you're not a part of our community, feel free to find us on Facebook at Loving Without Boundaries, Healthy Open Relationships and Lifestyle Freedom. You also can listen to the podcast, Loving Without Boundaries, or find us lots of other free resources on our website, including book recommendations, including my own book, Jealousy Survival Guide, How to Feel Safe, Happy, and Secure in an Open Relationship, which is exactly how B first connected with me. And I'm so glad that she did that so many years ago. So with that, B, is there anything you would like to add here?
Yes, thank you, Kitty. What I would like to leave you all with is a self-reflective exercise, again, to help with the blissful, passionate, and thriving life. So in order to gain further clarity and direction on where you are with your sense empowerment and where you want to go, a few questions to consider is, what is your ultimate vision for your relationships? What are those experiences that you would like to have? So this is for longer term, like more general experiences. So this is the vision. And to focus more on the shorter term or midterm goals is that, how do you want to feel on a daily basis, or who do you want to be in your relationships? How do you want to show up? From what type of emotional state? What is it for you? I mentioned joy, fun, curiosity, and I don't know what was the fourth one, but yeah, I mentioned another one. What is it for you? Is it a place of gratitude? Is it a place of content? So find what would work for you, what's in alignment with you. And the next question is, what do you think it needs to happen for you to be able to step into those states, to navigate this lifestyle on a daily basis from those states that you would like to experience and embody? What are some of the beliefs that you need to adopt? What are some of the healthy habits that you need to put in place and condition that could help you get into those states frequently? And also, what ways of support can you lean into that works for you, that's in alignment? Is it meditation? Is it Pilates? Is it working with a coach? Is it doing something else entirely? So what is it for you that can further support the creation of that particular state? So these are a few questions that can happen. Also, one thing I just remembered is, it can be a fun and playful thing to tap into, thinking about if you have any role models, and learn more about them, like how do they show up when there's a challenging situation? What is it that you would like to embody about what they're doing? And you can just call them forth in a challenging situation, like, oh, I wonder what this person would do in this particular situation, and then you can borrow that and just do that in that situation, if that helps. So there can be many ways where we can gain clarity about where we are with our sense of empowerment or disempowerment, where we want to go, and what needs to happen so that we can embrace that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, B. I love the self-reflective questions that you came up with to really help our community thrive, and not just survive, but to thrive in their relationships. So we really enjoyed this conversation today. So if what we're saying is resonating with you, if you are ready to up level your relationships, if you're maybe struggling and you know you need help, you know that you cannot figure this out on your own, you've tried watching YouTube videos, you've tried reading a book, you've tried maybe even counseling, and it has not been moving the needle at all, or sometimes just not as fast as you would like, that's where we invite you to reach out if you are needing help. So again, that link is lovingwithoutboundaries.com/apply. And we look forward to having that conversation. And with that, B, I just want to say thank you for your time and your attention and bringing your heart and soul to this. And we love having you here in our community, and we will say goodbye for now. Take care.